diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hello, it's just me screwing with telemarketers. I just answer and let it sit there. Google calls me 6, 7 times a day. You need to be listed. Oh, if you're not listed, then they can't find you. Maybe I don't want them to find me. That's what I get for getting an EIN, man. That's what I get. They're like, if you want to opt out, you got to call this number. Nope, you can't do it that way. I did telemarketing for too long to not know the rules. I had a person that tried to shake me down for 6,000 a couple weeks ago. They're like, yeah, this is on a platinum. That's what. As soon as I heard platinum, I'm like, no, it ain't me. They're like, now you had a platinum. What is it? I forget. But these people don't have a platinum card. Right. I'm like, how much was the limit? 1,200. I'm like, yeah, there's no way in hell anybody would have given me a $1,200 limit. You're full of it. Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. I made their life so hard. They finally hung up. They're like, we're on a recorded line, right? I'm like, God, I hope so. That way, if this goes to court, I can bring it forth and show how you just refused to work with me. I'm like, you're the expert here. Help me out. Hey, friend. Hey, friend. There's a video going around. Let's see if we can find it. Right. Just find me a reel here, and it'll come up sooner or later. Right.
A man's best friend deserves the very best care.
How come now it's not doing any of it? Let's say, let's go here. It's got to pop up sooner or later. It's been all over the fucking place. Where is it? There it is. You seen the little girl singing this? It's so cute. I love nonsense. Hi, Claire. Good to see you. You must have had something important. I saw you left the meeting a little early. I was getting ready to call on you. You headed out. The only reason that I even do tag meetings is because I get tired of chairing a meeting and having to call on people, man. It's like the stupidest fucking thing. That doesn't happen at in-person meetings because people have to stare at each other. We're going to talk about loyalty. We're going to talk about loyalty. And, I think when it comes to loyalty, I think we're all a little different. Loyalty for me, the reason that it carries a very top high rating for me is because at a younger age, everybody abandoned me. There was no loyalty. I've never had really too many people that I would find loyal in my actual life up to this point. And please don't take offense to that. It doesn't have anything to do with anyone here. I guarantee it. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I always want to say, and I'm an alcoholic after that, but I refrain. Sometimes it comes out. But welcome to Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. I'm going to be your host. Every now and then people be like, you need to bring other people on and kind of mix it up a little bit. And I say, well, then when do you want to do that? Well, not me. Oh, then shut up. And don't say that, because if you say that to me, what I hear you saying is, I'm volunteering to come on. And I will let you know now, you're always welcome to come on. You're always welcome to come on. Right? So, loyalty. Now, loyalty is big for me because of, well, trauma, man. Trauma. Let's talk about Amber's got some loyalty. Yeah. You know, you want, and so does Clara Joyce. You know, their team is getting, their football team is being bashed this week. Oh, cheating Chiefs, cheating. And you could jump on that bandwagon, jump off. I'm loyal. Even when the Broncos suck, I still love my Broncos. Right? It's a good place to kind of meet in loyalty when it comes to loyalty is, you know, once you like a team, you know, jumping ship and going after the team that is now winning. Not royal loyalty, is it? I got an AI overview of it to kind of help me out because my brain is just, it's all mushy. And I'm fine with that because I'm not doing a lot of thinking today, and it's kind of nice. And I know that you, as an alcoholic, understand that. I was wondering where I put my coffee. Sometimes I forget it outside. Loyalty is especially important to people who have experienced trauma because it provides a crucial sense of safety and security. My wife is probably the most loyal person I have ever met in my life. For me. Let's phrase that. Right? Just like my wife is the best wife in the world. For me. Yeah. It's different for people, right? Knowing what is loyal, what's the number one thing I carry with loyalty is, would be, I tell you something, it better fucking stay with you. If it doesn't, then it's over. Loyalty and trust very much go hand in hand with me. See, my friend, this is the way it works, is if somebody talks shit about me around my friends, I would anticipate that you probably say or do something about it, maybe, or at least not join in on it. Doesn't necessarily even mean you got to come back and tell me. No, that's not what that means. But that's safety and security. We'll kind of get into more of some of this. I'm trying to find the words in my head. They're not quite coming out yet. So, which can be severely compromised by past experiences of betrayal or instability, making a reliable and steadfast presence in their lives highly valued and necessary for healing and building healthy relationships. See, I still do a lot of weird things. Um, like I still hang my towel up in the bedroom. I don't keep it in the bathroom, even though it's just my wife and I. It's just a thing. I don't know how that adds to loyalty. It's just I've noticed some things about me that are still from having a lot of roommates and being in group homes. I would not want to walk in another spiritual shoes. My higher power is as loyal as it gets. Absolutely. Making a reliable and steadfast presence in their lives highly valued and necessary for healing and building healthy relationships. Right? I would also think that a loyal friend would be somebody that's going to tell me the truth. Hey, Dion, I see you're going through this. I see you're doing this. What's going on with that? You know, I do a lot of things without expectation of anything in return. But if I see nothing coming back, I do notice, if that makes sense. Like maybe I go out and do something arduous with somebody else. Now I can't really, make that a working way of relationships here. But let's kind of get to this, because loyalty for us in this case kind of means safety and security. It means that when Amber and CJ are here and they're listening, I know that this is a safe space. Loyalty takes a little bit of time for me, right? Um, Now, it doesn't just have to do with just other people. I mean, think of dogs. Dogs are probably the most loyal animals that we know of in the world, right? Yeah. Who do they love? Well, they love you, and that's it. That's who they love, right? They don't want you to leave. They want you to come back. They get worried about you. Our animals are usually pretty darn loyal until they run away, huh? They're just dumbasses. They don't get it. Every now and again, my cat will try to go out a window or outside, and I'll let him go a little. If it's warm, no, I'm catching them immediately. I usually tend to let my cats out if they want to be an outdoor cat, but we got falcons and all sorts of stuff running around here. So, trust issues, trauma can lead to profound distrust in others, making loyalty a key indicator of whether someone can be relied upon and won't abandon them in times of need. There's the big one for me. Now loyalty does not mean that I get to make demands. No. Okay. Is somebody, because I get phone calls quite often with people that need help, but it's not very often that I get text messages or phone calls that says, "Hey, how are you doing? What are you up to? Tell me what's going on." Not very often that I have to do that. Right now, that doesn't mean that people aren't loyal, okay? But finding that balance in there and being able to take care of my own stuff is going to be able to help with that a lot. Now, am I being loyal to myself? Okay, how am I going to be loyal to Dion? Well, I do that by doing this, by going to meetings, by doing some things that are harder that I don't really want to do. Like today, I didn't want to chair the meeting, and at no point did that change. No, I was glad when the meeting was over, but I did it because I have to be loyal to myself, and I did it with a good attitude. I just didn't feel like it. I think at one point I said, and we're not doing the whole wait until everybody else has shared so that you can share stuff today. No, get your hands up, or I'm making a tag meeting because I don't. Or I said, or we could just sit here in silence and stare at each other. We can do that too. I tried to have fun with it, but I was being a little serious. Excuse me. I am so sorry. That was rude. I apologize. Right. And so the more that I think about this, I mean, I got to feel safe around you. Is loyalty, okay, I can only really go through what I've been through in the last 3-4 years, because there's a line for me. There's a set of people out there that I will not help in any way, shape, form, nothing. Right? And if you send me a friend request, or suddenly those friends start appearing on your friends, and you know that what's going on with those people, and you know why, and you agree with me, and you start to jump on their bandwagon, my trust for you has disappeared now. It's gone. And it's unfortunate that the people that I have to treat in the recovery community that provide resources, not AA and things like that, that they're all guilty until proven innocent. It's sad, but I have to do it that way. Or what happens is my loyalty goes to the wrong place. And I really like what CJ say that our higher power is the ultimate loyalty, right? That when I wasn't doing well, my higher power was carrying me. There's one that tends to go that's asked about the drag marks too. It's like, yeah, well, that's why I had to drag your ass, which I thought was a funny way to kind of add on to it, right? Fear of abandonment. This is my number one fear. This is my number one fear, besides taking my freedom for absolutely no fucking reason at all, except the fact that I'm crazy. And that's because it's happened to me a lot, where I've been put away because Dion was not acting like everybody else, even though that's how he was taught by his parents. I remember sitting in a family meeting when I was in Mount Airy Psychiatric Center. They're like, Dion, why do you punch walls when you're angry? And I pointed at the man that raised me and I said, he taught me. He taught me how to do it. Because whenever he got angry, he would punch walls. So why is he not in here? Well, he's an adult. Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, fear of abandonment. That's my biggest fear. Yeah. Um, it is. I'm not saying it controls my life like it used to, right? But yeah, there's been 2 or 3 individuals lately that have just kind of disappeared. You know, um, that has nothing to do with loyalty. Um, seeing somebody do things over and over. What's another loyalty? Because our group, we have a group, that grassroots group. There's a lot of loyalty in there. There's a lot of loyalty. A lot of times people show up to the grassroots meeting. They've been to meetings all fucking day. They probably shouldn't be taking any way more family time, but they're loyal to what it is that we're doing. And it isn't the meeting, it's that they're loyal to me. Huh. That's interesting to bring up, CJ. I think I'm gonna cover that. Do you know what it is that you think you're waiting for? Probably not, but I'm gonna ask that question. Um, well, you just said it. I told you I'm not that quick today. Don't bother answering the question, you already did. I'm gonna get to that. Um, but yeah, even the 3 of us, when there's a meeting I go to on the weekend that I don't like. I'm not big on it. But if you only go for Tyler, I'll blame you. He's a good kid, man. I love Tyler. I am so proud of that motherfucker. I really am. He's come a long way, and yeah, yeah, absolutely. But but if Amber's chairing or hosting that meeting, I'll go. And what I do, I go with a good attitude, or I do my best, because I know it's not going to be easy for them. Sometimes, and we do these things for each other. I'm willing to be uncomfortable for you, and I find that to be loyalty. Ah, that I get. That I get. I understand that. I really do. Um, it's really hard. It is. I don't always have something to say. Um, so this is what helps me. This every time, even when I do this, and now I just do it subconsciously. I don't even really go out of my way. But when we say the serenity prayer at the beginning of the meeting, I add on a little bit and I say, God, if I speak in this meeting, please give me the right words. Your will, not mine, be done. And that seems to comfort me enough. It tends to make me feel a little more safe and secure. And so all I really do is come up with like my first line. Other than that, I have no idea what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to say here, right? And it's practiced. So do not fret too much on what you need to say in a meeting. Okay, so the best way to do it is just tell your experience, because you know your past, you know what you've been through. If you stick to your experience only and not worry about whether you're going to help somebody, whether, because that's between God and them anyway, right? And then you get to speak your truth. And there a lot of times people come to me, they're like, what do you mean by this? I'm like, I have no fucking idea. I don't know what I meant by it at the time, you know, but how did it help you? Oh, it helped me like this. Well, then that's what I meant. You ever have, I remember I was 17, 16, 17. I had my second apartment, and and I had a girlfriend living with me, and she had run away. Okay, she was 16, 15, and my roommate just bought Bon Jovi Runaway, and I just loved the song. I kept playing it over and over. She's like, are you playing that about me? I'm like, no, I'm not. I just really, really like this song. But if that's what you're feeling, maybe something's going on, right? Yeah, kind of a thing. And I wasn't. Validation and belonging. We alcoholics are fucking lonely to the core, and feeling like we belong really does carry it's huge. It is. It's just as big as that not feeling useless anymore. Validation, man. Hey, you know what? You're a good person. That's why I always, and maybe I do it too much, but I'll always tell you I love you, and I fucking mean it too. Because I know what it means to not belong. Kickball, growing up, we picked teams for kickball. I was always last, but it didn't matter what team I was on. My team would win because I was really, really good at that game. But see, it didn't matter to them. But see, all I had was the winning, because I didn't have my friends cheering me on and doing everything else. Right? So validating and belonging. A loyal person can provide validation and a sense of belonging, which can feel particularly important for trauma survivors who may feel isolated or disconnected from others. Now, why did I bring up the trauma in this? What do you think? Because we alcoholics have trauma in our lives. Okay. This is part of it. Healing process. Having someone consistently loyal can contribute to the healing process by offering a stable foundation to rebuild trust and emotional security. This is feeling a little bit too much out of emotional sobriety for me, because the reliance of having, it's good to have loyal people in your life because they can help you with the stability, but it's not something that we should count on, or it's going to be a demand. It'll be manipulation, and that's not going to do much good either. Fix this, unless you want to stare at my blurry purple screen. Let's get to some other things here. Extreme loyalty, which would be bad, right? Extreme loyalty means we stay in relationships and in families when our nervous system is screaming at us to leave, when we are hurting, unhappy, and others' behavior or lack of cases repeatedly negatively impacts us, hurts us. Loyalty is about trust. Yeah. And now that we're at trust, we can go right back to what CJ was saying. because this is trust. Everything I have said has been about trust. I trust that you're going to accept me for who I see. For a long time, I had a fear, even on here, of saying the wrong thing. Okay. And I can tell you now, and I'm not saying I haven't been wrong, but the most wrong thing that I have said is talking about Santa Claus while somebody else's child was listening. That's all I'm going to say on it. You're smart. You can figure out what I said. And I ain't never going to say it again. I won't. Right? What else is loyalty in my book? Respect. Respect is big. There's a guy in our noon meeting, and he's never really said, and he's only said it once where he said that he didn't really appreciate the swearing in meetings. So we do what we can to not swear in that. Are we doing that because he demanded it? No, he didn't. He did it in like the nicest possible way you could. And every now and again, I accidentally say, but what's that doing? Well, because of my respect, it's making me a better person. And gosh, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just showing respect to somebody who's been around the program for a little while. And I want them to continue being in the meeting there. He's a cool guy, man. He opens the meeting every day. He's always there. He's loyal. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. See, more loyalty. So I didn't do anything wrong, but it could have been. So we ain't gonna take the chance again, right? Let's do this. What are the top attributes to loyalty? The top attributes include trust, honesty. Yeah. Yeah, my listeners have kids. That's right. So it may affect it somewhere. It's marked not safe for children for the fact that I might talk about Santa Claus. It ain't the swearing, it's not the sexuality or anything else. All right. So honesty. And by honesty, we mean things like, Dion, are you really being honest with yourself on that? Is that what's really going on? Is that what you're angry about? Or are you just, here's a good one. I was talking to my kids about dishes. This was a month or so ago. Okay. And so, yes, I recently had to get back on them again, but I did it much different. But in this case, they were just an easy target because I was in a bad mood. It's got to be honesty, right? My therapist is very honest with me. Dion, is that what you really think? Consistency. For me, consistency is big. I know I hear some people say, "Oh, we can go months without talking, and we're still friends." And I'm like, well, that's not how it works for me. There has to be things that are consistent. I will notice when you go away, there's a lot of people in my life that they said they were friends or whatever, and one day just poof, they're gone. Happens often. It's not always alcoholism. Consistency, support, dedication, faithfulness, empathy, and commitment. All right. They're reliable. They respect boundaries, keep promises, trustworthiness. Here's some big ones. They celebrate your success. Yeah. There was a little thing, and then I'm going to wrap this up, where I put two different types. In a couple of days, I put out two different types of posts. One was on a negative, kind of attention seeking. The other one was great things that we have gotten done. We want to tell me which one got more attention? Yeah. And I know I wasn't necessarily doing that on purpose, see what I would get, but I did see what happened. Nobody said anything on the positive post. Nope, not a word. But plenty of likes and loves and support for the bad post. You know, people love drama. People don't necessarily like their own drama, but they love your drama. Yep. Save the drama for your mama. That's the. But so why is it important to me? Probably for the same reason that's important to you. I'm an alcoholic, and I drove a lot of people out of my life. Okay. Does that mean that they're not loyal? No. That means that Dion was probably neurotic. So it's hard to figure out that balance, isn't it? You know, am I a person? Am I a person worthy enough of being a friend to? Am I being a good friend? Am I being loyal? Because how can I expect somebody else to be loyal to me if I'm not being loyal to me or them? All right. That's enough thinking for Dion today, and he didn't even come out right. So, all right. I hope everybody has a good day. I tried. Thanks for being here. I love you. I'm going to go play Resident Evil the rest of the day and take a nap. Peace out and have a day. Number 7.